what we did was we wrote our name at the bottom of a black piece of paper. We drew a line from corner to corner. I decided to split it up, make it more abstract. We are creating a portrait, which is a picture of a person. It could be a self-portrait. Most people are going to go abstract, which is totally cool by me, which means that the features can be elongated, they can be non-human, they can be abstract. The one thing I was asking for is eyes, eyebrows, ears. I'm tired of seeing floating heads. So you guys are in 4th grade, you guys can draw some neck, shoulders. It's up to you if you want to draw a shirt. You could add hair. And then, yes, we got to draw with glue. As some of you learned today, if you did glue like glibbity globbity mess like that, it was drippy. If you did just soft lines like this, it was just fine. So here's your options for today. If yours turned out crazy, you could A, just live with it. Maybe you like the way it turned out. B, you could try again. Just make it into something else. Maybe you see something in the blob and you can turn it into something else. So now that we have that out of the way, for those who are done, yours should look something like this. And it has these really interesting walls, these kind of bumpers of texture that's gonna help you with the chalk today. So I don't often use chalk in the art room because it's so messy, especially with my younger grades. So I only do this for my 4th and 5th graders, so lucky you. Chalk is very messy, but it's beautiful. The vibrant colors, it's amazing. But oftentimes I cannot do this with the younger grades. They just complain too much and it's very, very messy. So I'm gonna show you how to use it. What you'll need to know is your warm and cool colors. We also have white. White is actually a neutral color, and when I buy these sets of colors, they always come with a white, and I never know which one to put it in because white is a neutral color. I just toss it in with the cool colors because I think of snow with like being cold or cool. So whatever. It might be intuitive just to like kind of draw with the chalk, which is fine. You can draw with them. But the real magic happens when you start to blend. We've talked about gradients like forever and ever and ever, over and over and over again. But now you can see what they do. You already have the tool that it takes to blend out your colors. You'll take your finger and you can softly blend. Ooh la la. And what's cool about the bumpers is it stops you from blending into other areas. Ah, see, Mr. Bofield knows what he's doing. So if I had a color over here, it stops me from blending too far where I don't need it to go. I know there was a little bit of overlap, but it would have been much worse had I not had that glue line there. See, Mr. Boatfield knows a thing or two. You can build up these colors. So I'm gonna add a little bit of red. Blend, blend, blend. So a tint, we're gonna learn a lot about this year. We're gonna be really focusing on color theory before you go off to 5th grade in middle school art, is when you add white to a color. So you get more of that pastel. So if you like this yellow, amazing. But if I add a little bit of white to it, I'm going to end up with a more pastel. Not just a brighter color, but a more muted version of that color. So you can kind of see the difference there. Sometimes I like to blow the chalk away. So I don't expect for this to be done today, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to get at least 50% done. Okay, so as I'm working, I kind of purposely set up some areas where kids ask me a lot of questions. So I have this eyelid right here that I purposely kind of isolated because a lot of kids will be like, oh no, Mr. Bofield, I want to work on this eyelid, but I can't put my hand down without getting chalk on it or smearing it. What do I do? Here's some tips for you. You can take a paper towel, you can take a tissue, put it down lightly, aha, and now you won't transfer anything on your hand. And the paper towel, it doesn't really have enough edge. It's not like your hand that has oil on it, enough to transfer any of that chalk. So you can take it, put it down, you can blend just like normal, and you don't have to worry about anything underneath moving. All right, Mr. Bofill, I wanna blend with this finger, but it has blue on it. It's gonna mess up my pink. If that happens, just get a wet wipe and get it off. But don't throw away the wet wipe. Keep it nearby, because as you guys are working and you need your fingers again, just come back to it. That way you're not going up and wasting all my wet wipes, because trust me, even though it looks dirty, it's still working. You can get that nasty crud. Just because you see dirt on there doesn't mean it's not working anymore. Anyway, so keep a paper towel, keep a wet wipe nearby, bunch of trash, but this will help you finish, and it gives you a little bit of some tips for making this less messy. So we're gonna get the question of what's gonna happen to this when it's all done. So yes, I know it's like really chalky right now. Once everyone's project is done, I'm going to take what looks like a spray paint, but it's clear, and I'm gonna spray everyone's artwork with this finish that locks in all the chalk so it won't be able to move around anymore. It's really stinky, I have to do it outside. So if you ever drive by the school and it looks like I'm spray painting on the ground, no, I'm just putting spray adhesive all over your chalkwork so that they can last forever.